Alrighty, sorry. Just have a little back end cleanup we have to do real quick for this. I just need to be able to record these so I can have them for the YouTube and everything. Freaking not expect this stuff to go down how it did. Filling a terabyte of footage already. What's going on? Bum, 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 bum. We'll actually officially get started on this in like 2 seconds. Just moving a few pieces of footage real quick. Once it's done, it's done. So close. 40% more. $75%. Get hydrated. It's about to go down. Alright, we are good to start. Should be recording properly. Check that real quick. Yep, we are mid-recording. Man, I'm so sad that I lost those 4 wins earlier, footage-wise. I need to just buy a separate terabyte for all of my freaking video footage. Okay, let's get to it. We have this creature here. Everything seems all right. Why are you even asking me then? There's not like a real thing here that like confirms it. It's good. Okay, so we've got the line art here and this guy, but I actually just quickly filled this backdrop in with a selection tool, so as you'll see there's a lot of frizz going on, rough edges and everything here, so I'm still intending to clean this guy up. So we'll start with that. We'll need a name for him, so, you know. Tech, you seem to be in love with him. Think of a good name for the species. Uh-oh. Hiccup in the internet. Moriash? I feel like that's like a physical name though. Like, you gotta name it by species, right? Or are you suggesting that they should be called the Moriashes? Maybe I'm wrong. I kind of took that as more of Moriash as like a personal name. My name is Moriash. I exist in Skyrim. Oh no. Morista, not more. I'm saying like a species. Like, what would these species as a whole be called? That's what I meant. Like crabs, you know? Everybody knows crabs, and if you saw something that was similar to this, you'd be like, oh yeah, that thing's a swamp magloggler. I don't know. You don't have to think of a name immediately for them either. I'm just suggesting, you know, consider as we go along. I'll say that as the first thing. I kind of picture these things being like swamp creatures. Something that you would run into when you were like questing and you went out into the swampy lands of so-and-so. And then you ran into this guy and you're like, what the hell is that thing? And it's like started charging at you or something. You've invaded my territory. Lob Tulu? Oh my god, that's amazing. Win. That wins right away. Lob Thulu. I almost wish I had tentacles now coming out of its mouth. Lob Thulu. How's the music sound volume wise? Is it alright? Hopefully not too loud. Hopefully it's not completely muting out what I'm saying, but you're responding like it's not a problem, so I'm gonna assume it's not a problem. Solid, good deal. Which makes me happy. You been watching anything good lately on the television? Oh yeah, you know what? Since you're in here right now, and since it's like only you real quick, I should demonstrate to you what I was trying to talk about earlier. I'll do it. Let me finish up the line art on this guy, or the surrounding here of this guy. The base layer. No, just Destiny. All there is Destiny right now. What are you playing as? Are you a warlock? Chiptune is so good. I always forget about it for some reason every time I go do creative streams like this, but it's like the best for creative streams. Ranger thing, gunslinger? Gotcha. Gunslinger. I like this guy's big feet. His big, like, feet toes or whatever. Hooves? Those aren't hooves. I really gotta get in the future into the habit of like starting these streams with like no sketch though. It's tough though because sometimes, you know, you sit down and you go to sketch and it's just like you just don't nail anything cool looking. Sometimes you nail like 4 things at once that look really cool. It's kind of like PUBG. Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're way off. But I still think it would be cool. Maybe it'd just be fun to do a stream in general that's a sketching stream that's kind of like oriented around just sketching. That way I could kind of be like, alright, you know, throw some ideas out there. Maybe create some kind of creature that's an electric eel type underwater creature or something. And then I could be like, okay. Or people could recommend that, I'm saying. And then I could sketch on a couple ideas of that and then, you know, decide if any of those are even worth taking to a final render mode like these videos at some point. Like I do with these guys. Hooves. Wonder where Rabble went again too. He came in for like a week and was like active and then just disappeared again. So close. I hope you're not in an important mission right now, Teku. Because I'm about to show you some stuff that will hopefully really help you in your sketching endeavors. What am I doing? Where is it? Bada boom. Not in game yet? Perfect. Alright, well. Got a nice clean line art for this guy now. That's good. Okay. So let me show you real quick some stuff I was going to recommend for you to kind of think about or work on. I like to do this in red every time I do it. It allows me to think like, okay, this is just going to be sketchy stuff. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like layer-wise, if you choose a red, click a sketchy bush. I like red because of like being able to go on line art or whatever. Above it, it's fine. But what I was essentially going to say to you is like when you're drawing things, kind of work on doing this thing, right? Like drawing creatures and stuff. Like get some really rough stuff. Use the lines and the contours like you would if this was like a wire mesh or something. Kind of use this to your advantage. So like essentially if you were going to be drawing a person or something, kind of like wire meshing around this thing, right? When you learn all that proportions and all that shit too, it like allows you to kind of lay out being like, okay, like I know there's going to be a nose right here. There's like a little circle part of your nostril. So from there you can kind of like easily be like, yeah, the eyebrow comes up and touches this part right here of like that goes around to the top of the, is it the top of the ear that the eyebrow goes to, or is it the, no, it's where the, I think it's where the ear starts at, so. Yeah, that's what it is. I think the bottom of the nose goes around to where the bottom of the ear is. Whatever, I'm just doing this quickly to kind of represent it and show you. But you see how I'm like kind of using the shape right here and stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, hair comes down, like your side of your head, and then comes around the top part of the skull area of your head, so kind of do something like that. And then at this point where it hits the widow's peak area or whatever is kind of your central line there, so you can kind of play around with that. Obviously it's all proportional stuff here, but fiddling, what I guess I'm essentially just trying to show you is a great way to like start your sketches and everything, even if it's like you're doing something like this or like cartoony character or whatever. You're at least getting the overall shape of this guy. Whatever, just quickly kind of showing blah blah blah, doing this, and then when you're very done with that, you can go in with your black line art and actually like start cleaning it and doing like really nice line art or whatever to it. But it's great for anything like sketches of like creatures or anything like that. You can think more about like the 3D shapes by using like these initial lines and stuff. I guess that one is coming off too straight. I don't want to. I guess all I'm trying to really represent and say here is that like using kind of like 3D shapes in that regard, or just kind of like placing little shapes on top of each other, allows you to kind of be like, okay, like this is going to be a really big eyebrow part to his thing or whatever. So it helps you line up your 3D shapes, I feel like, a bit more in building up like whatever kind of creature this thing's going to be or whatever. This is feeling very robotic for this guy, but hopefully this kind of helps in some of your sketching stuff to help you like build up like the idea of like, you can think of even low poly stuff, like kind of do red, kind of like put like reds and stuff down like this, because at this stage it doesn't really matter to you, right? So you can kind of quickly come up with something. You know, we got the neck here, so we want to kind of make that neck feel like a cylinder like you would see. And then you kind of like start going, you're like, collarbone is in there. And then you got this muscle that's a 3D shape here that goes down. So I guess if that like kind of helps, like then you can do that very, very rough early on sketchy stuff. And then like from there is when I generally like, once I get my overall layout design, then I can, you know, do this one on top of it and turn this one off below it and have a really nice cleaned up line art out of it. And you can start messing with things like line weight and everything like that. So what I mean by line weight is like any comic book you look at ever, for example, is like, you know, everything's not just this one singular like line around the whole thing. It kind of makes it a little uninteresting. But if you start to be like, okay, all the shadow comes underneath, like I can actually like do some thicker lines down here that then thin out as it comes up higher. It's like if I thicken it down there, it's like it kind of gives that a little more of a tired look to the eye. And you know, if I really want to emphasize, for instance, in just my art sketching, I can kind of like just starting to really thicken up these under ones compared to this one, which I might make a little thinner, just to really make that under part feel like it's a little more darker and heavier. So yeah, explore with 3D shapes like that, basic simple shapes. Circles are always great, you know. A lot of like art is like comprising noses is like, you know, a perfect example of like, you use little shapes like this. This part of the bottom of the nose goes and curves around, and you got your nostril in there that you wouldn't see actually at this perspective angle. But you got these two little things in there, and then this kind of comes around, and this is the bottom of the nose that you would kind of shade out a little bit. Underneath here is where the shape of the nose would be like shadow hitting it. And up here would kind of be like where the nose would arc back up around your thing. So yeah, cool. Mess around with that stuff. Hopefully that'll help you have some fun in laying out a little more, thinking in a little bit more of a 3D shape that builds up from there and actually becomes something that has more form instead of something that's just like, you know, I'm trying to think of just like how to even make a really flat thing right now. I guess something like that would be kind of like a bit more of a flat, like right at you kind of a thing. I don't know. I'm sure you know a lot about a lot of like art techniques and stuff like that, design stuff, but like that's how I would say build up on your sketches doing that kind of a stuff, because it'll get your brain thinking more about how objects are like sitting in the 3D space when you go to sketch them and doing like rotations and monsters and like, you know, how this part of the face looks when it's curled around like that way. I don't know. If it helps, hopefully. Just some quick tips. Oh, I got a little bit more here. I got a line work out real quick. Yes, exclamation point. I don't know, that's just some quick stuff I feel like I would have liked to have had somebody throw at me when I was like kind of in the early stages of that. It's like, it's okay to make your underpainting as messy as you want, you know? Like honestly, like sometimes when I'm doing my sketching stuff and everything to start with like a creature, like you can see these little lines right here where me putting those down for shape, I ended up keeping them because I wanted like to remember that the shape was going to be kind of more projected in that way. But a lot of my sketches literally just start with me being like red and just like going like, okay, here's going to be the shoulder. And then there's going to be another shoulder over here that's like this, and I'm going to do some kind of a big chest thing here. Like that, and I know a line goes kind of like across the chest and bends around the chest, and then I kind of do this, and maybe there's the curve line because I want this guy to be actioned, so I'll do like this, and it's his knees, and it's going to go to his legs, and his head's up here and starts as a circle. It kind of becomes more like this, and maybe he's a character guy who's got big arms, so his big biceps over there, and he's got another bicep over here that curls down, right? And then like the bicep kind of connects at this point to two muscles right here that kind of curve down this thing and become like his forearm. Then he has these gigantic hands. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm kind of saying is mess around with that, because all of that you can continue to build on your layers. You can be like, okay, that's an overall shape that I like of like what this character's doing, you know, holding a staff, a sword, whatever, blah blah blah, and then like from there you can continue to work on top of that and be like, all right, now I'm going to add costume to him, or I'm going to add a big shirt over him, or he's going to be wearing a big cloak down the back. I don't know. Anyways. Creature time! Okay, so we got this swampy little creature guy. We'll do some colors on him next. But I need 1 sec, sorry. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, why don't we just throw some colors on his eyes? So, my brain's thinking it's the swamp creature-ish of some sort. Right, so... go ahead and copy this guy. Atomic Bee, what up? How's it going? Just working on this creature. What's up with you? Red. And next up, colors. Cool, so we got the outlines of the sky complete. Let's go ahead and get some form of color up on here. Might be interested in him having like really bright yellow eyes or something. Swampy creature, he comes out of the water and then, uh-oh. That might be too bright, honestly, for his eyes, but we'll see. Watch me, not much else. Well, cool. Welcome back. Thanks for coming by. I'm making this creature that is a swampy thing. He's a swampy thing. I don't really know what he is exactly. Tech came up with the name for him, Lapthulu, which is excellent. I imagine it being like some kind of aggressive creature that you would run into in this whatever cartoony fantasy world that I've been creating with these things. And you'd be like, alright, like, I'm gonna go try and beat him up. Maybe you get swarmed. Maybe you're running through the swamp and all of a sudden there's like 7 of them that all pop up out of the thing. And they're whipping tails at you and charging you with their big heads. Lob the lobster. We'll just call him Lob for short. He specifically can be called Lob. Although Tech did say that he specifically was Maurice as well. So you guys will have to fight to the death on that one. Figure it out. What his personality name is. In my head, I'm picturing some sort of green, and then maybe his, like, tail is something else. I don't know. I guess, like, I kind of pictured in my head more like a crawfish. I originally didn't, like, necessarily expect this thing to be even considered, like, a crab. I was kind of thinking more of an insectoid. Life going well, though? Figured I'd break up my day today with doing some PUBG and then doing an art stream, which I was destroying it in PUBG today. I got a freaking triple back-to-back. I got 4 wins out of like 7 wins that or matches that I played. I was destroying it. Big yellow glowing eyes. Alright, so his eyes are connected to this inner malleable part of him, right? Like he's got a squishier inside. In fact, it actually makes me think that this part right here that I kind of arced shouldn't even be there. Because like, if all this is inside, like imagine like a clam, right? Like you pull the 2 parts of the clam apart and then like it's all that stuff in there. I kind of figure this is this more fleshy area. And then like the insectoid or shell part is kind of strapped around that. So this whole thing, I mean, I guess this could be like a joint or something that holds between the 2 pieces, like more of a muscle. Maybe that's what it'll be. We'll keep this color tone here though, the same as this one here. And right now in my head, I'm kind of imagining it being some form of a darker green tone of some sort. Just for now. We'll do some hue shifts and of course, like always, try and get something more interesting via colors. So yeah. Some kind of swamp creature. I kind of picture like alligator swamp, like something like down in the bayou, down there in Florida or something, or the wetlands. Something you would imagine you would see crocodiles roaming around in, or not crocodiles, alligators. I'm thinking that kind of environment setting for where these things exist at. Just really thick, freaking swampland. Started up any streaming yet or anything? You were talking about it last time. I wasn't sure if you would though. And generally, like any creature, unless it's an obscurely different one, at least in our existence, it seems like most of things like amphibious and reptilian generally tone their stomachs lighter than the upper part of their skin. So with this thing, I'm kind of picturing some kind of a darker brown tone, or I'll probably lay it down as just a darker green tone. But I would picture this part of the tail up here is probably going to be some form of dark green. Made my first major investment today, and I plan on building up an inventory and opening in spring. Oh, whoops. Nope. Not yet, but I'm starting up a business. Nice. That's awesome. Made my first major investment yesterday, and plan on building up the inventory and opening in spring. Heck yeah. For a clothing shop? Like, part of me feels like you might have told me something about this before. Is it like a... I feel really bad right now if you did tell me about it before. Is it like a clothing shop thing, or is it like a trinkets shop place or something? I don't remember. I don't remember if we talked about this or not. Huh. I'm sorry if we did and I can't quite remember. My apologies. You didn't mention it? Alright. For sure. Well, that's really cool. I feel like maybe you said something about like a business or like starting a business or something, but maybe not. Anyways, congratulations. Welcome to the business world. Put a lot of your money aside that you make for taxes. That's always fun. Taxes. Oh, nice. That's cool. Sewing things for babies. Alright, what kind of polka dots here are we gonna make these? What if there's something paler? If I like paler, but we're just going to put them down for now, and we'll hue shift them and color adjust them and see if we can get them into anything else that's interesting. Alright. I think I kind of want to go into the sketch here and actually... Whoops. And actually remove all the insides of that. So we can kind of just have some specks there. A lot of unnecessary line stuff in there. That'll just help later for cleaning up. So I'm hoping to do a craft fairs and open an Etsy shop. Nothing too crazy, just a side hustle. Heck yeah. I used to sell artwork on Etsy. Actually, I think I still have an Etsy. I don't know if I do it or not anymore, though. I haven't made a serious effort to keep up on it, because I find that Redbubble actually is better. And Redbubble, I guess, more or less is for, you know, kind of painting and like the things I do, and then they print that stuff on other things. I don't know if I keep it up to date anymore. I can check and look into it, but I was trying to push Etsy seriously back in the day, but you know, other things came up. It's just got very dubsteppy in here. I don't know if I'm about this chip tone one. Let's go find another one. That's a little better. All right. Actually, that. Now we should have all of that in place. Colorize. Alright, so this is the sketch. But yeah, that's really cool. Congratulations on that. It's business time. It's a business time. Should change the color of this. Change it to violet just so I know which one is the sketch layer. Alright. So now we gotta consider what's kind of like a tone that's clam muscle, right? Something like that maybe. Might be too close of a tone to the eyes. But the eye. Will it be some form of muscle? Like I would imagine it's even kind of like your inner jaw muscle. So it could work as a pink tone or something like that too. Alright, and then we got this big old freaking helmet thing. Maybe we make that something... Nope. I think no matter what right now, I'm going to need to do some hue shift and alterations to see what I really like for this thing. How did you picture this guy, Teku? Did you picture him being actually much more like red and lobstery? I'm kind of curious as to like where your imagination went to this in comparison to where my imagination currently is taking this guy. What is that crap? Bum, bum, bum. I mean, originally when you saw it, or were you just looking at the sketch and you were like, oh, that's a sketch, whatever. Did you actually picture it being a crab-colored like thing, like orangish, reddish tones, or what? I'm just curious, because I'll do one like, I'll do a hue shift and alteration and stuff and try and see what it would look like in more of a tonal area that you were thinking of. Pictured it to be more of a steampunk thing? Interesting. I think I want these joints to kind of match up with the tone I'm using up here for this. Seems to make sense to me, similar kind of muscle thing. Either way, I hate this brown color, so what are my options? Maybe something more greenish, a bit darker. I guess something like that is kind of how I was originally picturing this guy. We're gonna have some fun with this though. We're gonna see what other kind of cool colors we can get out of it. Anyways, I'll say that that's like kind of how I would say I pictured it, as like this swampy type creature. I always think rights to robots and stuff. That's true. Turn off this stuff, and then we'll just kind of mess around with all of these tones here and just see what we can put together. Let's go with a more reddish thing here. Oh, that's kind of interesting if it was more like a bone. Sorry, I said red, but now I'm kind of curious about what if this was like some kind of crazy bone. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Feels way less swamp creature-y now, though. Anyways, that's just another interesting color choice we can go down. Consider it more bone-ish type growth off of it, or whatever that is. Looks like it could be symbiotic dual creatures with all the eyes. Yeah, totally. Maybe the shell of this thing is like some older insectoid creature, and this like eelish type creature came and like basically took over its body, and it's got tentacles inside the arms and stuff. That could be kind of cool, because it looks like the whole back of the thing is like open or something, like it came into it. That's kind of neat. Did I duplicate that layer? Yeah, totally. Alright. The possibilities are endless. What are you, creature? These could be like ocean ones. Like maybe these are the ones that come from like the islands. I kind of like this one though too. It does have that very crab feeling to him. Crabby lobster. It is called a Lobthulu as well, so never forget the Lobthulu. Kind of liking this stuff feeling more and more desaturated. That looks interesting. Okay. Is that kind of more of the color scheme you were thinking of, Tech? Possibilities are endless. Let's go, let's go a little darker here. Pure red. You like the orange one? I think I like that one too. Definitely wanted him to be more of a Swamp Thing, but like, you know, that happens. Sometimes you're just like, nah, the visual colors and everything are working better for this thing in this tone. Maybe it's just that. Yeah, I think the orange one's working overall. I think we go with the orange one. Alright, orange one, you win. It's not full final render yet, but this is enough to take it there. Alright, so I guess I'll start with his actual orange parts. A little more red into them. Whoa, what's going on? Why is it going gray? Oh no, I didn't duplicate the layer. Crap. Thought I did. Ah, I gotta go back. Kind of give his shadowy parts a little more of a red tone. Lobthulu, it goes with his name better too, if he looks more like lobstery. Can this just be a real thing now? I guess I'm creating it right now, but can we just start a myth about Lobthulus? And you found out nature is awesome? Yes. Basically, nature is the coolest. I can't not spend enough of my life watching videos on creatures around the world. BBC, Netflix is going to be, like, probably when I'm 50, the only thing I go to bed to. Oh, look at that penguin! Oh, it's too bad it's extinct now. My brittle bones. I should have drank more milk while I had the chance. I also like that this thing's like mid-running. Carpilius SP, pretty cool. Let's do it. Carpilius. There's a couple different Carpiliuses. I don't know if I'm seeing the same images as you are. Are you saying Carpilius and then SP as well? Or just Carpilius? Crab Megalopa. That thing was fucking awesome. Are you saying, is it the thing that you're looking at, the Crab Megalopa or whatever? The little like purpley kind of crustacean-y thing? Yeah. Crab Megalopa. Also, coconut crabs are insane and massive. Carpilius SP. Yeah, crustaceans are awesome. I do really like the skin tone color variations and stuff on that creature. It's really cool looking. The purples and stuff. If only I was doing serious stuff. I should do some future streams though that are actually like serious ones. Much more realistic, I guess, creatures instead of just cartoony. Trying to like figure out if I really want to do anything that's like this gigantic yellow. Everything just got so messy. It's pretty funny that this chiptune is of this song right now. Baby! Fucking Kissed by a Rose. I feel like, right, if it's like more of a crustacean, it's got to have some eyes that are more like this. It's not going to have gigantically exposed eyes. Like a real Pokemon, you're saying? Actually, there's some really cool artists out there that already have done like what a Pokemon would look like as a real creature. They're awesome looking. Thanks. Fancy eyes. trying to figure out what I can do here. Should it be like... This thing is totally just stuck on being black right now. Well, we're gonna know what it looks like with the black, no matter what. So let's try some kind of like red tones or something. Not necessarily that red tone, but it makes it more insectoidy. Or we just go like more cartoony Mario type eyes. Hold on, I gotta explore this a little further. It looks too friendly at this point. What the hell? I don't think I can do that. Lab Thulu. Brother dared me to eat a crab. Eat a crab eye once. Not my proudest moment. Did you win the bet? Did you, like, it sounds like you ate it, so what'd you win? Better have been worth it. The glory. Well, glory's always good to have too, I suppose. Yeah, this muscle stuff should change. I think I like it a little, at least a little more orange toned like that. Nope. No, I don't think so. Okay. We'll stick with this tone. Crabby creature! Essentially, this is how I look when I get out of bed. Ah! This is Teku's spirit animal. Uh-oh. Something went wrong. I think I pressed the brush button. Bum, 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 bum. I'm trying to think of what the weirdest thing I've ever eaten is. I've had tequila worms. I ate that. Had python alligator, which was all really good. Can't really like think of much more right now that's like really weird. I've had a cricket before. Had some strange spiced crickets from like Mexico or something that someone brought into work one time. Tried one of those. I mean, I would definitely try things like scorpions and stuff like that if I was ever in a place where they like had cooked a scorpion. I'm adventurous in that way. Try it, see what it tastes like. Hopefully it's not bad, and hopefully I'm not like, ah. Alright. Probably darken up this a bit more. Okay. Stick with that. I feel like this orange needs to be also brighter, so that layer. In general, I would say like this thing needs an overall brightening of its highlighted areas, so go ahead and finish doing some of this basic early stage rendering and start actually working on top of it. Hopefully give it some better highlights. Computer is so freaking hot in my room. Also, at the same time, these darks still need to get darker too. Boom, bada boom. I'm almost thinking of adding some freaking tentacles to this guy's face at some point to actually make him much more of a Cthulhu-y looking thing. Alright. On to final render. I had some drinks with some friends last night. Or with a friend last night, and my head is killing me today. I'm trying to work through the hangover part, but it hurts. Interesting. He just doesn't have a mouth at all. I'm like just realizing, like, how does this thing doesn't talk, I guess, or eat. It's not necessary to have a mouth, I guess. If you're a cartoonish creature, you don't necessarily need mouths. Is like this part of the shell that I'm actually like drawing right now. He just like slowly like brings it out. What if it's just this weird little like odd stroke thing there? It can be the bottom of this, or maybe it like comes out and it's like all creepy. Maybe you just don't want to see his mouth. Realize the one thing that I didn't hit is this. Darken this up. This music just took a really strange fucking turn. Wop, 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 wop. Reminds me of that Fox song everybody was going crazy for a second. Maybe that's what it was. I don't even know. This chiptune stuff, sometimes people recreate like other songs. What's up, Unholy? How's it going? Welcome back. He has to peep out of the shell to get a little snack. Exactly. Maybe he actually literally has to physically come out of the shell. Like to eat something. That's an interesting emoji. Art stream. I scream, you scream. We all scream for art streams. And I'm fired. Where are the eyes? There we go. $30. Not held on that. Why is it not showing up? No pixels. What did I do wrong? There we go. Okay. So we gotta figure out. It's probably the outsides of it are gonna be a little more orange. color dodge, yeah. So we can get these a bit more glow, glow, glow. I don't know. Maybe a linear dodge add with some yellows. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. I can feel like they actually sit inside of this, whatever it is. This is so cool. Awesome. Glad you like it, Coop. It's coming together, that's for sure. I can't stick around long, but checking in. Cool. For sure, Kurt. I understand. Thanks for popping in, seeing what's up. Alright. Get a little bit of outer lighting here going on. A little rim lighting on these eyes to give them even more 3D feeling. Ha! This left eye might need to get fixed, because the iris wouldn't necessarily be the way it is on there. Oh, I've done Animate. I'm not a fan of Animate, really. The first application I ever used was Animate, really. but it was Flash back then. Boom. Okay, yes. I do mess around in After Effects though. Especially more with my work these days. For like my job, I work in After Effects a lot more. I don't know, I just find the controls and stuff for what the current like anime is to not be things that I really, I don't know, I'd use After Effects more personally. There's some people out there that super love anime, and it's great for anyone that's doing flash animations or anything like that, but I'm not, so. This is not the kind of chiptune either that I enjoy. What is happening? I went to some other kind of anime type chiptune stuff. Let's try this one out. That's not chiptune. Ah, what is going on? I can't click things apparently. Go to this one. Ha ha ha. I don't know, that's not looking too right. What did I do wrong there? I think I'm blending the dark tones up into where the light tones should be blending down. Yeah, that looks better. I did it backwards! Sorry, I'm not really as chatty today, you guys. I don't know what it is. Just kind of like rolling with it. I was chatting it up all day earlier when I was doing PUBG. I just get into the art and I'm much more like in my head, I guess, a bit more. Sounds like a freaking old telephone. Can you answer the phone? That, come around on this side. Oh, the refining process. It's the most time-consuming part. But it is coming together nicely, I would say. Let's get a little more like... I'll try putting a little bit of purplish. In fact, I should actually start considering what kind of bounce lighting I want to put on this guy. Maybe purple would work. Sure, let him pop. Yo, what's up, what? What's up, J-Lab? Whoa, my mouth just went to whoop. That was weird. Ba-ba-ba. How you been, man? Haven't seen one of these streams yet. I've only seen the final products, which are phenomenal. Well, thank you. I mucho appreciate that you enjoy it, that you like it. All right, let's figure out what kind of outer lighting source I want to give this thing. Green, maybe? Let's quickly put this down and take a look. Green. Teal looks nice. Start getting some stuff curving and spicier. Feeling more 3D. Good. Have to be up early tomorrow as I have a competition for... What's that? Taekwondo? Oh, Taekwondo. Gotcha. My bad. My bad. That's cool. I wish I would have been in Taekwondo when I was younger. I wanted to do some karate type stuff, but my folks never really were about it. Just go do it as an adult. Why not? Sign me up. Might have gone a little too extreme there, but I was kind of wondering what it would look like if I hit it really hard with the light underneath. Kind of liking it because it's breaking up a bit more of the orange. Stepping a little bit away from cartoony and a little more realistic lighting sources, but it still feels overall cartoony. Are you using one of them drawing pads to do this? I wish I could draw. That's insane. Oh, god damn it. Apparently I unplugged it. Don't flip it over. Oh no, I hit the button. That's what happened. Drawing is, you know, something you gotta practice all the time. It's like a muscle. You gotta work it out constantly. Yeah, by all means, if anybody has any questions too, like I've said in the past, go ahead and just ask. I'm currently working on the underlighting here to make this whole thing feel a bit more 3D. Just trying to use that bounce lighting like as if he's existing in some extremely teal world where the light is affecting him, really hitting him hard. And we'll go back and focus into more renderings here in a while of areas that are not polished or anything thus far. Thanks everyone who's been watching the stream all day and who is still here now watching the stream. I appreciate it. It's fun creating these things, but I'll definitely say that it's more enjoyable when everyone's interactive with it. Just because of the fact that, you know, I could easily just be sitting quietly doing this myself too. But I'm doing it so hopefully people out there will learn from it, or even other people just enjoy it. Get inspired or something to go pop open the sketchbook and draw, I don't know, fantasy creatures, I guess, if you want to do what I'm doing right now. But drawing in general, creativity is an amazing and fun, awesome thing to do. Lab Thulu! The most dangerous creature in the seas, the Lab Thulu. Well, we're getting most of that, so we can get into refining more of that later. How long have you been drawing in total? I guess I would say that I've been drawing my entire life, but how long have I, like, actually ever thought I was going to invest my time into really studying and training and becoming good at art, or better at art? I don't know, I guess it's subjective if you're good at art, right? Like, some people might like what I do, some people might not like what I do. I mean, there's a lot more that I do than just this, but anyways, point being is, I have been training since I got out of high school in 2006. That's when I first said to myself I was going to be I was going to go into school for animation, and I went to school for animation, and I found a love for illustration more than I enjoyed animation. So I would say that since we're at 2017, so that's about 11 years. 11 years I've been doing it. I now do it professionally, you know, for my job, which some of you may have seen before, so. A lot of stuff I'm doing is much more realistic, though. This is me personally just trying to have fun doing doing some work that isn't so realistic, more cartoony. Alright, well, the teals help set the environment here. Let's see, what else do we gotta kind of do here for this guy? We can refine a bit more of his arms. We gotta refine this whole tail back here at some point. He's gonna need a shadow at some point. Let's kind of just come up with a quick shadow for him so he doesn't look like he's hovering in space as much. Ah, go away. I hate this thing. Stop popping up. Uh-oh. What happened to your Etsy store? I just didn't take care of it. I basically went on to, you know, do freelance and do all this other stuff that resulted in me being like, you know what? I'm making money elsewhere. I don't really need to do the whole Etsy store thing. So I ended up just walking away from that. Though I have been, and I probably will jump into doing some more other art streams in the future. I've been thinking about them. There's this style that I really like that like it's kind of like dubbed as like shape-shifting, and it's much more like using kind of like female portraiture and different kinds of beautiful like ethereal type. You know what? Let me just see if I can find something older. My skills have progressed since then, but I'll see what I can find to show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's using a lot of random shapes and putting them together to make really interesting images. What am Travis Lacey? Let's see if we can figure out where some of this is. Yeah, like this one, for example. Doing some more art pieces like this kind of a style in the future. Something like that could be really, really fun to do, and I think a lot of people would really dig this style. Then I can always sell those as prints and stuff in the future as well. There's another one. What else do I got in here? That's shape-shifting stuff I've done. Jeff Goldblum. The Goldblum. Here was this isn't the full picture of it, but another one that I did with using random shapes and putting it together and making an image. BlizzCon. It's my Illidan. This one I did for Panda. This one I actually did for an album cover for my friend's band, Bike Tough. But doing more artwork in this kind of a style, pattern, shape-shifting stuff might be some stuff that I'm going to do in the future. I've been working on a lot of various new styles. This is some of the first like attempts at it, really early stuff. It's progressed over the years, but I've been really messing around with a lot of other stuff that hopefully will allow me to do even more cool, interesting stuff for future streams. It worked off. You're really... Wait, it worked out. You're really good. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, J-Lad. It'd be fun to get some of your art for my walls. Those are great. Well, I mean, I currently don't have anything going on right now with the whole sales side. I have some stuff up on, like I said, Redbubble and such. You can take a look at them. There might be something, even some cool stuff like stickers and everything. Let me see if I can find it for you guys real quick. This is where you can get some smaller stuff. But in the future, I really want to intentionally do specific sales, like of some of my artwork in a very specific way where people can actually get limited editions and stuff like that. Some future stuff that I'll work towards, but... I always have trouble finding my freaking Redbubble. So dumb. Shouldn't be this hard to get to my Redbubble account. I haven't updated in a while either. Again, just, you know, when you work a full-time job and everything, trying to get your art up on places to sell it and stuff, it's hard to remember. I really don't know what's going on. I can't find this anywhere. I'll figure it out at some point. I'll get it in the future. I fucking love stickers. I'll get it to you in the future. I'm sorry that I can't get it to you right this second. We'll get you a link to that. And they sell like some stickers and stuff. And I know I have some of that artwork that I just showed up on there. So, alright. Let's continue painting. It's the whole point of this stream, right? But yeah, so this is my more cartoony stuff that I'm doing these days, just for fun. Especially these streams. They're perfect for doing a solid, you know, 3 to 4 hour stream. When I was doing painting streams, I've said it in the past, but it's like something that, a landscape painting or something that I'm doing and such may take me something like 8 hours. But when I go to stream it, you know, because I'm talking to people and all that, I end up spending like 18 hours and have to do like 3 streams to complete. To complete a big like painting like that, so. I think something like the shape-shifting stuff could be something I do in the future as maybe like one stream, you know, every month or something like that, and then sell those as limited edition canvas prints or something, like 10 of them. That way they have actual, like, ownership right, or ownership to them, I guess. Like, what am I trying to say? When you have your own specific copy, like if I personally signed it, numbered it, labeled it, took a photo of it, kept it in a special, like, safe place or something, then whoever owned that piece of artwork would actually have an original copy of the one piece of artwork that I am giving out, like, you know, selling 10 pieces of it as a canvas print so that it one day will still retain value. That's what I'm saying. You know, considering down the line people actually do continue to enjoy my artwork that I release to the world, and you never know. I probably, at this point, I'm not even thinking about it in my life. I don't want to necessarily be like, yeah, I'm going to be famous or anything ever. All I'm doing is just creating. But you never know. That's exactly what happened to a lot of artists back in the day that were just creating. But there's other, I don't know. Some people like that. Some people don't. Some people are like, nah, I'd just rather buy a $20 print. I've talked to them all, man. I've talked to them all. Alright, let's get back to this. Lob Thulu! Lob Thulu! Run! Thanks to everyone who's watching the stream and hanging out. Woo!
Do you do animation as well? I do like After Effects animations. So it's more VFX, visual whatever. Visual animation basically. So I guess the best way I could explain that to you would be like something like in After Effects I would make like this tail like feel like it's moving slightly and stuff. I do a lot of that stuff for my job. Paint things and then you make like leaves feel like they're slightly moving or something, or shimmers going across golds, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Thanks for asking questions and stuff, guys. Definitely keeps me moving my mouth. Keeps this more interesting as a stream. That's one of my problems, is when I'm working on art, I can kind of just get so in my head about stuff. I just want to say to the various viewers out there that I'm seeing that aren't saying much, that are just watching, thank you for being here, for one. But also, if you want to see any of the other streams that I have done for these creatures, let me go ahead and open up, show you some of the other creatures here so you guys can go take a look at them on your own accord if you want to check out or watch any of these streams to learn from them. You can find them on my YouTube, and they've also been highlighted on my channel. So there are 5 other videos out there that you can also see this other stuff I've done. So, you know, just putting it out there for you guys if you want to. Space Kitty. Smousers. Remember when we started at number 1, the Mori? That's almost 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. How many art streams have we done now? We're on the 6th one. We're getting places. Space Kitty from your Redbubble. Oh! You found it. Can you link me that? I need to favorite that, because seriously, it is really crappy that I can't even find my own Redbubble. Let's just put it this way. I was never meant to be a fucking, like, salesman. I just like creating this stuff. I need an agent. I just need to find an agent who can sell it all. Just let me create. Somebody else sell it. I didn't go into being an artist to be a businessman. You have to be, though. It's, like, impossible not to be. And thank you for linking that. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. We got it. Nailed it. Alright. Favorite that, so I've got that for the future. Thanks a lot for linking me that. I can favorite this. Yes. Yes. Is it possible to insert one of your drawings in After Effects and animate it? Because that would be cool. That would be a cool stream. Dun, 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 dun. Let me show you something. It's going to take a second. Alright, where do I have that saved? Twitch 2017. Dude, what the heck? Where is this? Why am I so bad at finding files today? My organization isn't this bad. Sorry for the wait, guys. Please forgive. Alright, so you guys are about to see what I actually did for my full-on GIF animation for my follows. But basically, to first and foremost show you, essentially, these are all pieces that I made. So when they all got put together and then I worked them into being my follow animation, which ends up coming out to be this. So essentially I painted all the pieces, I made the whole animation stuff for it, I did all the visual VFX, all that stuff, motion, yada yada. Sadly, when you actually see the follow animation on frickin' Twitch, you have to downgrade it so hardcore that it ended up actually being... it ended up actually not being as cool as it was that you just saw it there. Maybe if somebody follows it later or something, you can actually see it. I actually did one JLAD where I did a Magic the Gathering token thing that had a little bit of animation stuff, but that's actually like being printed on a physical card that like when you buy it, it actually animates it, which is kind of like, it's kind of its own thing. That like is 8 frames, which is going to be not really hard for you to explain. Generally when you see or for me to explain to you, generally when you see an animation, there's 30 frames that play in 1 second. You can adjust that and change that. And basically, essentially, I had to work on the animation of the card to be within 1 second of you turning it. It played 8 frames because there was only a limit to the amount of plastics of the card or whatever that would allow you to actually be able to do that. Basically. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, the rendering process. So, my favorite stuff is pre-production. I like coming up with the ideas ahead of time. And, pre-production, or not pre-production, sorry. This kind of a part where you have to do all the rendering, all the very, like, high-end details and stuff, to me, I've done it so many times that sometimes it can just be a little bit like tedious to me. The rendering part, it's just, you're basically just spending a lot of time on polish. And honestly, with a cartoon creature like this, I'm not even doing that much polish. But it's like, this is the majority of the stream, is just rendering out this. Which, in the end, makes a really cool product. I just feel like I need to be doing more streams that's sketching and stuff like that too. So you guys get to see the early stages of just like idea creation. Dude, this chiptune, like, whatever one I'm listening to right now, this one is the best. Dang it, it's almost over too. I'm gonna have to look for, what is this? This is a random chiptune mix 2. Hopefully 3 is as good as 2, because I'm going to 3 next. Yo, welcome back, Coop. Thanks again, everyone that's hanging out. Much I appreciate it. Can't say it enough. I enjoy that people are getting enjoyment. And hopefully you're learning something along the way. Again, ask any questions if you have any questions. Art! Unholy hobo's enthusiasm, though. Art! I was just thinking about that I could show you guys something. Can't play because this format is not supported. Yo, screw you. I'm gonna make you. It's because it's a .mov file. Do I have VLC on my computer? Sure do. I should open it. I've got a new intro coming for, obviously, everyone that's been watching my PUBG streams for a long time now. You've seen my YouTube video. You see my YouTube videos, I have an intro of a raven with a minigun, so I've been working on this new one for another intro. Raven suit. Or an outro, something. I don't know. I figure a logo comes in right there or something. Caw-caw! That was just something quick I've been working on at lunch. Was working at lunch for several lunches at work. 15.2 hours. That's really bad. JLad has watched. Oh, well, at least you've watched that much, JLad, you know? I appreciate the support. When you get a chance, I had a question. You missed a little ways up the chat. Oh, what did I miss? Just realized I can't... Or just realized I can get a mug of your Space Cat. It would be cool to get those creatures on mugs, but are you selling them for gaming/exclusive license kind of things? Gotcha. Sorry about that, Atomic. Currently, currently I'm like, I don't know yet, right? Like, currently no companies own these. They're mine. I own the rights to them. But I've thought about how I could potentially use these in a future trading card game idea that I have, which would be really rad. At the same time, I could potentially sell them. I also have a guy, I've talked about the Magic the Gathering token things, who also, we've kind of talked about me getting printed on there. I don't see why I couldn't upload them onto Redbubble and stuff. I would just have to do a PNG of them. I never really thought about it at that level. But I will say that I have thought about another thing that one of my coworkers and other, he's a stream viewer as well, comes in the stream. He had an idea of, you know, if this continues to grow and become bigger and people are enjoying it, that I do kind of like, DeviantArt has done this before, but it's like whoever bets the most bits kind of like auction the creature off in a way where like I still keep rights to it. So if I ever want to use it in a video game or something, like cool, but like I could actually give a signed print to someone, like mail it to them and everything. Whoever like were to like donate the most amount of bits to adopt the creature or something like that. So that was an interesting idea that he had that I thought could be kind of cool, and maybe one day would consider doing something like that as well as a neat option. If people are really enjoying them, I don't know. There's part of that makes me think too, like, I don't know how I'd want to quite do that. Yeah, creature adoptions, basically. There's a huge community on DeviantArt and stuff that does that as well. Like, people will make them and they'll, you know, give them the colors and stuff like that, and then people will actually, like, adopt them, which is, they'll basically buy them for, like, $5 or something like that, or... I just don't know what the cost levels would be to, like, get prints and everything like that to then turn around to go do them. Like, I don't know if that would end up just being a lot of, like, out-of-pocket money from me, or if I could find some for a decent price or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Something I'm not really thinking about at this time, honestly. I figure at this point, let's just create them and see if people actually do enjoy them. Is there a use for feathers? You can join a heist with your feathers. Boom. Wow, I guess I just realized this creature's come way further along than I was expecting. He's already quite a bit, quite a bit of a ways, I guess, created already. Let's give him some little speckles here and there. Just to kind of break up the flatness. Just a bit. No speckles ever hurt any creature, that's for sure. The results are in! Coop made it out alive. The rest of us died. Dang it! Dang it! I died again! I can't ever win in these. Ah! I'd be terrible in GTA World. Don't let me live in GTA World. I missed what just happened. I was showing my husband your art. In GTA, I beat 3 Pacific heists in a row and made it out with 900k. Well, look at you, Mr. Man. Basically, we just did a heist. It's just like a little fun mini game or whatever that is through the bot that I use for Twitch streaming. Everyone say hello to Atomic's Atomic's husband. Hello! Hi, I'm Ravenseye. Hello! He's probably just like... He's probably like, yo, Atomic, who's this weird guy drawing these cartoony creatures? It's that one guy we watched that played PUBG that one time. Yeah, that guy's weird. I still can't believe that I got 3 fucking back-to-back chicken dinners today. That was so cool. I was killing that stream. Thinks I'm alright. Cool. Cool. Alright, so we still gotta do this tail back here. I've been totally neglecting it. Let's go ahead and compress this guy into one single layer. We're gonna duplicate all of them. And we're gonna merge them all. And then I'm gonna put a hold on this for a second, and let's do a color dodge. Kinda showed you guys the color dodge tool before. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a somewhat dark like that. We'll do color dodge. I'm just gonna start kind of slowly painting in here. Get this tail feeling more 3D. Kind of get this lightened up. I really want to watch the end of this, see the outcome of this amazing piece of art, but I have to be up early and it's already 1 a.m., but I will see it on the Discord. Good night, Raven. Good night, J-Lad. Take care. Go to bed. Get some rest. Thanks for coming by the stream. Gonna give him some spectral light on his tail, make it feel like it's a little more slippery, a little bit wet or something. Like this has got some snail kind of goo slime on him or something. My color dodge. No. That's one thing I always do is forget to turn that off. And then we'll go ahead and take like a, probably like a 20% brush. We'll actually take the highlights below here. Since the light's gonna penetrate this part of the body right here, we'll give a little bit of bounce light on this part. That's too much. All right, let's fiddle. Let's fiddle a second. Let's see what doing something like this does. Kind of like this thing looks like slightly like a tentacle from like one of those awesome looking octopuses. So I'm kind of curious if it would be cool if all these little things had that similar bioluminescence like around them. There's octopus that have like those really cool spots that like they can make glow and stuff like that with bioluminescence. Or is it just changing? Is it just the way they change their skin tones or something? Either way, like they have some really awesome blues kind of like this that surround some form of darker thing. I don't know, that's pretty cool looking. What do you guys think? Oh, we'll just turn it into a rave here. Not for those who have epilepsy. I'm sorry. Rave creature. I think we'll keep them. Kind of gives it a weird, interesting bioluminescence. All of it is fun. All of it is fun. I hope. Really though, thank you all for watching. Appreciate you being here. Trying to think of, I definitely want to still give some more like highlights to the edgings of all the teals to give that all a nice tightness. I think a bit more highlights into the orange areas is something I need to do for sure. I mean, I could call it like just right here, but there's like just a few more details that I really like want to give him. Some highlighting and edges and stuff like that I think will just bring the polish level to a bit more than just the overall flatness. Some nice mix in there. Honestly, I don't even know if this would be that highlighted. I gave it this white highlight, but I think it would actually be a stronger orange. It'd be kind of like this shell was folding a bit. Just slightly. Might be the same here too. It's not going to get as sharp of a highlight there. Awesome. Art. 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 What are you doing with your Saturday? Art. That's what you guys get when you come to my stream. Just me acting like a total dork. Art. I have this fantasy that a zombie apocalypse will happen, right? And so the zombie apocalypse happens, and then you're out in the zombie apocalypse, and then you run into Keanu Reeves. And Keanu Reeves is like, hey man, what's up? I got a camp. I got fired. You wanna come back? I've got an extra gun. I'll give you an extra gun. Because you know that in a zombie apocalypse, Keanu Reeves is definitely gonna be one of the guys that survives the zombie apocalypse. That guy's got like all the tactical training. He knows martial arts. He knows kung fu. That dude would be alive in a zombie apocalypse. And he'd be the coolest guy to run into. He'd be like, what up, Keanu? And plus he's like, I hear he's just like one of the nicest and most amazing humans. So why wouldn't he give you a gun and shelter? He's Keanu. That's my fantasy. Is to one day run into Keanu in a zombie apocalypse. Alright, let's go and hit those teals. Kind of give some nice really bright highlights here. Nice saturated bright highlights. This is fantastic, Coop says. Thanks, Coop. Glad you like it. Yeah! I have a question. If I send you a picture of me through Discord, will you be willing to draw me if I pay? Right now is just really freaking tough, dude. I'm really busy with work and everything like that, and then like on top of that, the things that I'm doing like this are done for the stream. So at this point in time, like I actually am not taking on any freelance at all. So I probably would have to say that I would not be able to do that at this time. But in the future, if anything ever changes and I'm going to become back on the freelance market and take on commissions or anything like that, I can let you know, Coop. Like, honestly, these art streams are the only times that I have to do my own personal art. Whenever. Well, that's what I'm trying to say is like, you know, maybe in the future when things kind of slow down and all that stuff, maybe I can do some stuff, do some commission type stuff. But as it currently stands, the limited amount of time that I have to make art, I want to be putting it into doing stuff that's for me, because already I work 40 plus hours at a job, you know, where I'm already making money creating things for other people. Oh, well, thank you, Bear. How's it going? It's a Lab Thulu, is what we named it. Feeling pretty good. Got a few more aisle or areas of teal highlight to put down, of kind of higher emphasis. I don't like any of that. No. I think it's pretty good by far. Punching the values there. Yeah! This is feeling a little left out, looking a little weird. I think if anything, more teal would actually be hitting that spot too. Because it's kind of falling back a little bit more in space. So, let's make that a thing. More atmosphere would be hitting it, I mean. That looks about right. And then maybe the back legs, just a teeny bit of teal on them as well to kind of push them back. Raven, you should give us art challenges, and next time you do one of these, see what we come up with. I mean, I could. Sasquatch, who came in here one time, the first creature I did, he ended up drawing it too. He made it like crying. We were talking about how it would look really awkward if like it's had to put a hood up and it hated rain and it was just crying in the rain. And he ended up drawing it. Like, I don't know if I'd be good at tasking out like challenges though. I'm already like so focused on trying to do the thing. Like it might be. I mean, I don't know. What would you guys want? Like, pass in a sketch assignment at the end of it or something? Yeah, Dimes put... Oh yeah, I haven't even looked at that yet, but he put some up in the new art thing. Or not the new art thing, but he put some new art up in the thing. I hadn't had a chance because he did it earlier, and I was streaming. Anyways, I think that's our beast. Our beastie creature, the Lob Thulu. Yeah, you pick the subject matter and then we have fun with it. Or maybe it's just be me. I don't know. Well, I'll try to think of something next time. I don't know. What about if you just started drawing a creature and sharing like your creature every stream? So while you're watching, like, you know, ink something out, paint something out, draw something out, and then like throw it up in the share yard or whatever. That could be cool. Like people just start drawing creatures as well. Be fun. Perfect, I'm down. Awesome. I'll be doing another one tomorrow, so if anybody that's watching right now that hasn't followed or anything like that, if you want to follow, come check it out tomorrow. We'll do in the 7th one tomorrow. Yeah. It's a good question. Anyone else? Okay, trying to think here if there's any last additional things I want to do to this. Okay, just me then. You got this. Do the doodles. You can entertain me as well by putting them up in the share yard afterwards. And then I can see them and I can be like, oh. I think that's pretty much it. I feel like this guy is good to go. Out of curiosity, because it's just fun to do sometimes. What would this thing come out look like if we ended up doing a greenish type creature? Whoa. Whoa. I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of cool too. If I were to take that and then like work in the eyes. Excuse me. What kind of crazy monster have I created? That's just another species. It's another species. Thank you. You did it for a prompt in there? Let's go look. Let's go take a look. Art. Share your art. We got some dives, space art. Space. Oh, nice. It's like a praying mantis with claws. Praying mantis claws with a... He's got one of those dragons, like the dragon bearded things. And then the mouth on it's like... No, that's really cool. I like the swirling aspect of the clouds as well. Gives it a nice outcropping. Makes it all flowy and stuff like that. Cool stuff. And that time I tried caricatures. That's how I look like. Although I don't have a brown hat. Excellent. Excellent stuff. All right, cool. We did it. We streamed. We streamed a creature on a Saturday. Cool. I'm gonna call it. It's 8:34, and there's totally time for me to do some PUBG, but I've been dealing with this freaking headache all day from going out and drinking, or not going out and drinking, but drinking with my friend last night. It's not heavy or anything. It's just like light, and I feel it up here, so I want to take a little bit of time off here now, and I think I'm gonna lay down, throw a movie or a TV show on for a bit, see how I'm feeling after that, and see if I do some late night PUBG after that. If anything, see you guys tomorrow. But I imagine I'm gonna do probably a couple hours of PUBG still. So, bye. Bye. I'll see you guys. Thanks for coming by the stream.